Peace and love, family. Peace, peace, peace. My apologies for the tardiness. We about 15 minutes late. All right, but we here. Okay. Peace and love, family. Go ahead and comment eight. Drop some eights. If you can hear me loud and clear. Peace, peace, peace. Y'all, we live on IG, TikTok, YouTube as well. Okay, got a couple of prizes to give out. All right, got a couple of prizes to give out for my upcoming April mentorship. All right, my upcoming mentorship does start April 6th through May 1st. Okay, April 6th through May 1st. It will be 4 weeks. We will be meeting 3 times each week. Each class we will meet for no less than an hour and a half. Okay, we're gonna do that for 4 weeks. All right. So for those that just coming in, all right, this live, I am giving out some free tickets, also some discounted tickets. All right. So you might not win nothing free tonight. You possibly could win some discount tickets as well. All right. So again, this live is geared around understanding the mentorship. I'm gonna go over some information as well. All right. If y'all have some questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. All right. Dealing with anything that we talk about over here. All right. Again. All right, again, this mentorship starts April 6th. All right, April 6th to May 1st. Okay, April 6th to May 1st. That is 4 full weeks. Okay, April 6th starts on a Monday. All right. Again, we're gonna meet 3 times a week, an hour and a half for each class. All right. Now, what are we gonna be going over during this mentorship? Remember, it's 4 weeks. All right. Each week is gonna be broken down in a section of the process that I feel like you should know. All right. First week, we're gonna start off with equity. All right. Understanding equity, understanding how to implement equity. All right, in your private administrative process and your public administrative process. All right. Week two, we're gonna go over trust. Okay. How to move through trust, understanding trust. All right. Because a lot of folks, you got your assets kind of lingering out there. They're not protected by any types of trust. A lot of people think a trust basically discharges debt. That is incorrect. You need to understand exactly how to move through trust. All right. So that's gonna be week two. All right. Week three, we're gonna dive into property law, all right, as well as dive into security interest. All right. So, folks that's been following me for a while, all right, that week three is going to be kind of what you have an understanding of. All right. But I'm gonna go a little deeper in there to kind of bring everything together. I don't want anybody to think, okay, well, if I do this, I can't do this. If I do this, I can't, everything that we're gonna go over this mentorship, you can apply it to your private administrative process or your public admin process. All right. So that's week three. Week four, we diving into court, family, court rules and regulations, court mindset, how to build a verified complaint, really diving into the court process, family. There's a lot of folks that's, y'all do good on the private side as far as, getting your notices in. All right. But when it's time to transfer that private administrative process to a public administrative process, a lot of folks fall short. Okay. And you can't keep blaming the judge. You can't keep blaming the attorneys. You have to be better. Okay. So that's what we're going to dive into week four of the mentorship, which will basically wrap the mentorship up. All right. For those folks that don't win anything tonight, as well as free ticket or a discounted ticket. All right. My full price for the mentorship is $500. All right. For those that's been following me for a while, okay, my mentorships run anywhere from 1,500 up to 3,500. I believe that was the highest mentorship I've ever had. All right, but this one right here will be the most informed mentorship that I've ever had. All right. So with that being said, for those folks that took my previous mentorships, all right, if you want to attend this mentorship and you are a paid previous mentee, all right, shoot me a DM and I will give you a half off discount ticket for this mentorship. All right, this mentorship is $500, so half off for you will be 250. Oh, my bad, 300. My bad, I said this wrong number. All right, it's 300 for anyone that wants to attend. All right, from a previous class. All right. No, we won't be diving into any tax information in this mentorship, due to the fact you don't have to necessarily bring the taxes in to bring these elements in. Now, of course, it's good to know the taxes, but that's not going to make or break you. What we're kind of focused on is the administrative process. We kind of leaving the tax stuff alone because right now, there's a lot of folks out there doing those tax documents completely wrong, not understanding the 1099A process. So I'm gonna have a separate class for that. But for this mentorship, all right, we're diving into equity, trust, property law, security interests, and court rules and procedures. All right. So again, that starts April 6th. Okay, class is April 6th. The last class will be May 1st. All right, we are meeting April 4th to go over the schedule. All right, let me say that again. We are meeting April 4th to go over the schedule. All right, so on the April 4th, we're going to meet for about 30 minutes to go over the schedule for April 6th to May 1st. Rather, we're going to do the class in the afternoons or night times, which days of the week we're going to pick. All right, so it's very important for those to be there on April 4th. All right, so we can, which is this weekend, matter of fact, Friday, matter of fact. Is it? Yeah, it's Friday. Is it? What's the day? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, April 4th is this weekend. All right, Friday. All right. So again, we are meeting Friday. All right, to go over the schedule. First class is April 6th, which will be next Monday. All right. So again, if you don't win anything tonight, it's okay. All right, it's okay. If you don't win anything tonight, the full class is still only $500, family. Like, come on now. Let's not Come on, let's not act like things are supposed to be cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, like 500 to understand equity, trust, property law, security interests, wrapping it up with the bow, understanding court. Come on now, all right, come on now, and I'm gonna be giving out a lot of gifts during this mentorship. Okay, I'm gonna be giving out a lot of gifts during this mentorship. Okay, so for those folks that are already tapped in, buckle your seats. Okay, because this mentorship is going to definitely put you where you need to be. Not only that, it's going to give you a lot of perks as well for some of the future things I got coming up. All right, so yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick one person from each platform. Okay, one person from each platform. I'm gonna ask you a question. Y'all already know how we do. All right. We used to call this consumer casino. I don't got my music playing right now. All right. We used to call this consumer casino, but now this is investor casino. All right. Because some reason the word investor sounds better than consumer to me. All right. We will call this investor casino. Okay. May the best investor win. Okay. Meaning you would have had to have invested yourself in some part of this process to be able to understand these questions I'm about to ask you. All right. Okay, so again, I apologize for anybody that's just a beginner. You don't know anything. You're just coming here, all right, because you kind of had a disadvantage. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. But first platform we're gonna start with is YouTube. Okay. For anybody that wants to tap in with the mentorship, if you don't win anything tonight, all right, remember the class is still 500. If you want to tap in, okay, shoot us an email at Mansa Mahatha. Okay, Mansa Mahatha at gmail.com. Or you can come over to Instagram, click the link in the bio, click services, go to services, find mentorship, wealth mentorship, click that, sign up. All right, you could do it that way. The reason why I'm saying that is because for some reason my bio keeps glitching for YouTube. Y'all aren't able to get to my store. I don't know what's the issue, but we'll figure it out. All right, but until then, come on over to Instagram if you want to sign up. All right, that's if you don't win anything tonight. Well, even if you do win tonight, you still have to sign up because I got to give you a code. All right. All right, let's get it. Okay, you too. First and foremost, I wish I had my drum roll. All right, wish I had my drum roll. Okay, I know a lot of folks need this class. I know a lot of folks, you know, you Man, I just wish I could win, you know. So for that reason, I'm gonna go ahead and do two of each. So we're gonna do two on this, two on YouTube, two on TikTok, two on IG. All right. So YouTube, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. First person that gets this question right. All right. And remember, y'all, we are going with the glitch. All right. Does everybody understand what that means? Okay. Does everybody understand? We are going with the glitch, meaning whoever I see first, that's who we're going with. All right. Because it's been plenty of times where folks rush to my DM say, I answered it first. See, look. And I'll be like, damn, you're right. But we're going with the glitch. All right. So we making that rule now early before we start the game. So nobody, all right. Okay, I don't want y'all to think I'm picking and choose. I'm just gonna say the first name that I see. All right. First question. How many daughters do I have? How many daughters do I have? Who is that? Oh, damn. Hold on. Whoa. Fernando Orege. Orege? Sorry if I said that name wrong. All right. But yes, pronto. Yes, I have three daughters. Okay, I have three daughters. Yes, I have three daughters. So my friend Fernando Rega, all right, go ahead and come over to Instagram. All right, come over to Instagram. All right, shoot us a DM. Hashtag winner. Okay, Fernando Orega. Okay, all right, simple game. All right, simple game. All right, you just gotta know your teacher. All right. All right. Yes, I just had yeah, I had a son. Okay. Okay. All right, next question. Next question. How old is my oldest daughter? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh. Who golly, it's so many wrong answers. Somebody said 18. God damn, how old do you think I am? You think I was having babies in middle school? No offense to anybody that had babies in middle school. I was in ninth grade one time with a girl that was pregnant. I thought it was kind of fascinating because I was like, is this real? All right. North Side Middle in Norfolk, Virginia. Hmm. All right. But yes, my oldest daughter is 11. Okay. So winner is OG1I. 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 So we got Fernando Orega and OG one I. All right, y'all come over to Instagram, shoot me a DM. Okay, hashtag winner. Okay, hashtag winner. Somebody said you went to Norfolk. Yeah, I used to live in Norfolk. I went to Willoughby Elementary, right there on Ocean View. Then matter of fact, y'all need to tell y'all this because I might ask y'all this next time we play. I went to North Side Middle. I was one of the first, me and my homeboy at the time, we was one of the first sixth graders to make the middle school basketball team because that was unheard of at the time. All right. Unheard of at the time. All right. I played for an AAU team called the Wildcats. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know. Okay. I'm just dropping a little info for your info for your mentor. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. But soon after I made the basketball team, guess what I had to do? Because my dad was in the goddamn military. We had to move. All right. He got his orders changed and we had to damn move. One of the saddest days of my life. All right. And then which took me to Hampton, Virginia. Started living in Hampton, Virginia. All right. Moved to a hood ass school, a hood school called Lindsay Middle. All right. Where we had to wear elementary, or we had to wear uniforms. It was heavily melanated, heavily Hispanic. All right. Yes. All right. Lindsay Middle. All right. I went there and then from there, I moved to South Carolina, Fountain Inn, South Carolina. Sound country as hell because it is country as hell. All right. After I moved to Fountain Inn, South Carolina, I went to a middle school called Bryson Middle. All right. Bryson Middle came too late, couldn't play on the basketball team, which eventually I went to Hillcrest High. Okay. Just to show y'all where I'm from. So when people ask me like where I'm from, like I just kind of say the East Coast. And I kind of been up and down. You know, all my family in Charlotte, North Carolina, though. Okay. All right. So we got the winners from YouTube. All right. Make sure y'all go claim y'all prize. All right. Let's go ahead and move over to IG. Okay. IG. Quick question. Quick question. The reason why I'm taking so long is I'm trying to think of a question right now. Y'all know I do this off the top of the head. I don't write none of this stuff down. All right. But yeah. Next question. Okay, Lila Mary Jane be going on. All right, had writer's block just now. All right, next question. Okay. If I submit my case and I'm the plaintiff, I need to say this fast because I know somebody gonna hurry up and say it. And I'm the plaintiff, and the opposing party does a motion to dismiss for lack of claim. What's the first thing I need to do? What's the first thing I need to do if I submitted my verified complaint, all right, and then the opposing party does a motion to dismiss for lack of claim? What's the first thing I need to do? All right, answer. All right, I'm gonna give you that little Nikki 52. Yes, you need to answer. All right, little Nikki 52. I got a two-part for you, Nick. All right, this is like Who Want to Be a Millionaire. All right, two for one. Or if you get this wrong, Nikki, you lose your prize. Okay? Little Nicky, 52. What should I say in my answer? You got 10 seconds. If you get it wrong, you lose. If you get it right, you get to choose somebody in the comment to win with you. All right? 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, two, respond specifically to their motion. You need to give me a better answer. I'm gonna give you three more seconds. You need to get a better answer than that. All right. I just said they did a motion dismiss for lack of claim. How do you need to answer? There ain't no damn answer to it all. You need to be specific. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 in 5. 1 in 4. 1 in 3. God dang, Nikki, come on. 1 in 2. 1 in 1. Whatever's after 1 in 1. Come on, Nikki. We rooting for you. If it's a motion to dismiss for lack of claim, what do I need? State the claim. God damn, thank you, Nikki. Shut. All right. Yes. Yes. State the claim. Yes. You see how vague you were when you were saying, oh, you want to just answer to it all. Nah, you can't do that. You got to be specific. You got to state your claim. All right, you gotta state your claim. Just like if I would have asked if they did a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, what you think you need to do? You can't just say answer. Answer what? This ain't Simon Says. This ain't copycat. This ain't none of that. All right. If it's a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, I need to state the jurisdiction. I had to learn all this the hard way. Okay, I had to learn the hard way. How many times my how many times my case got thrown out for not answering? All right, this is what I used to do, y'all. I submit my case. Just knew I knew what I was doing. Submit my case, and then the company will always do a motion to dismiss for lack of claim. I'll be like, man, ain't no judge listen to that. Man, my claim good, man. I got this, I got this, I got this. I'm just gonna wait on the hearing. And then by the time you look up, you don't answer. Guess what? Motion to dismiss granted. I could never understood why. I'm like, these people's going against me. I didn't even get a chance. I remember the first time I lost, I was like, I didn't even get a chance to explain. All right, I didn't even get to explain. I didn't get a chance. All right, because no one is going to tell you. All right, I was pro se. They're not going to say, hey, sir, you need to answer to this before. No. So I had to learn the hard way. All right. So, Nikki, you need to pick one person out of the comments. All right. Nobody in your family, Nikki. All right. All right. Because 9 times out of 10, you're the only one in your family that's trying to learn this. And the worst thing we want to do is try to wrap our hands around a family member and bring them to something that they didn't pay for. All right. Because all times, if not all times, they don't never continue to tap in. Okay. So, Nikki, have your discernment. Go ahead and pick someone out in the comments. While you do that, I'm gonna go ahead and gear up for the second question. Okay, all right, all right, okay. Mm, Instagram, y'all been following for a while. All right, let me ask y'all a question. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna ask two questions. Two questions, two winners. All right, two questions, two winners. Okay, when I had this is a two-part question. This is the same. Matter of fact, let me slow my roll. Let me ask this first. I held an event in Los Angeles, California about 2 years ago. The question is, Instagram, did we have AC or was it hot as hell? Which one is it? Did we have AC or was it hot as hell? All right, corn sob 2-2. All right, corny sob 2-2. All right, he said no. Meaning you're saying we didn't have AC. Yes, you're right. Two-part question though. If you get this wrong, you forfeit your winnings, my good friend. All right. What color did I wear? This is for Corny Sob 22. What color did I wear? What color did I wear? You got 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, two and five, two and four. Corny Sob 22, where you at? All right, you a man, so you ain't gonna get as much chances as the women. You know, this is a place to help. What Corny Sob? No, I did not wear green. Oh my God, we got our first loser. We got our first winner slash loser. All right, sorry. No, I did not wear green. I was sweating in purple. Okay. Yes. All right. Yes, I was sweating in purple. Okay. It was hot as hell. Okay. Air had to went out the day of, family. Okay. It was the word. I thought somebody was trying to sabotage my event. Okay. All right. Oh my God, I was heated. All right. Next question. Staying on that LA event. How many people came to that event? Was it less than 250 or more than 250? How many? Was it more than 250 or less than 250? It your answer should be more or less. All right, Roderick Living, we got our first winner. You know what? Mm, you know what? Roderick Living 23 in Rim underscore Ja. Rim underscore Ja say 300, even though that's not the answer, but it is more than 250. So I'm feeling like a wealthy man today. I'm feeling generous. So I'm gonna give it to both of y'all. All right. Both of y'all gonna win that. All right. Not only that, not only that, not only that, I want both of y'all to select one person from the chat on Instagram. All right. Whoever your heart moves to. Now remember, this is your buddy. All right. This is your buddy. Now, if your buddy come into the mentorship messing things up, you know you got to go with him now. All right. So y'all make y'all two pick one since y'all both kind of got it right. All right, Roderick Living 23 and Rim Ja. All right, make sure y'all shoot us a DM. All right. All right. So yes, it was more than 250 people. We had 287 people, all right, at our LA event, y'all. Hot as hell. I felt like a down south pastor from Alabama with no AC. Y'all, we was in there sweating. We was able to make it through the full class. Amazing class. Y'all definitely came out, showed out. All right. And the most beautiful thing about it was, family, from my position, from being on the stage and actually looking in the stands, all right, I was able to see people from all walks of life, all shades of life. All right. Honestly, people that would be that was in that room that wouldn't be in that room or be near me if it wasn't for the information. All right. And I'm not saying that sound bad or anything. I'm just saying that shows you the power of information. It doesn't matter if you got face tats. It doesn't even matter if you've been smoking weed on camera. Now, again, I'm not telling you to go do that. I'm just saying, all right, that showed me, all right, from all walks of life. We had young folks in there, we had older folks in there, all right, in there learning about security interests. All right. Some folks brought me marijuana. I was like, oh my God, is this legal? Like, what's going on? All right. All right. Some of it was some trash Mary Jane. I'm gonna be real. You know, y'all know I'm transparent now. All right. It's almost like you gave me an apple that was rotten. All right. If you're gonna bring me some gas, make sure it's 93, please. Okay. Please. Thank you. All right. Okay. So we got our winners for Instagram. We got our winners for Instagram. Make sure y'all select the winners. Select your partner, your buddy, all right, that you're gonna bring along, because the winner that wins, you need to also know the person you select's name tag, all right, or their tag. So now we can say, okay, yeah, they said that you're good. All right. We don't want a situation where you say, oh yeah, he picked me. All right, okay, we need verification. All right. So for those folks that won, Rim underscore Ja, Roderick Living 23, and also Nikki. Make sure y'all get the names of your buddy. All right, moving over to TikTok family. Tick, tick, tick. All right, TikTok, peace and love, family. First and foremost, I want to apologize. All right, we gotta get more involved with TikTok. My apologies. We gotta get more involved with TikTok. I don't do a lot of lives or just a lot of content. Y'all kind of get like the secondhand posts. All right. And we gonna get that situated. We're gonna fix that. All right. So I apologize. So what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna name three people to get free tickets over here. All right. Yeah, I know that's messed up. My fault. My fault. All right. So, first question, TikTok. First question. When did John F. Kennedy pass the Bill of Rights? When did John F. Kennedy pass the Basic Consumer Bill of Rights? 1962. Who was that? 81. A1. It don't even show nothing. Who was this with the who just dropped who got a flower beside their name? Who is this? Oh, Butter Coconut. All right, Butter Coconut. Go ahead and shoot me a DM, guys. Yes, 1962. Yes, John F. Kennedy passed the Basic Consumer Rights in 1962. All right, some of those basic rights was your rights to be heard, your right to choose, your right to safety, all right, your right to redress. Meaning, if the situation was an unjust situation, you having a right to redress or correct that error. All right. So uh a real pivotal bill that was passed. In my opinion, I think that was also one of the reasons why, he was assassinated as well. Now, a lot of folks have different theories why he was assassinated. Some folks feel like it was because he was trying to bring back the greenbacks, I believe, um, or stop the greenbacks, one of the two. But I honestly believe it was the passing of the Bill of Rights, the Consumer Bill of Rights, because what that did was empower consumers. All right, it didn't empower banks. Okay, it didn't empower dealerships. No, it empowered consumers to have the right to be heard, meaning they can't talk over you. All right. Meaning when you have questions about something, they're not supposed to be rushing you through, like, hey, I gotta get out of here. Can you just sign here, sign here, sign here so we can get out of here? Trust me, everything's good. You just sign here. I can get you the car. Like, no, no, that's not right. All right. You have the right to be heard. Now, if you in there and you win, I'm like, okay, okay, okay. All right, that's your fault. All right. But if you brought snacks with you, you brought refreshments because you know you're gonna be sitting down and they're asking questions. That's okay, fam. Bring your refreshment, bring your snacks, sit down and ask questions. All right. I would just say go early. Don't go try to go right when they about to close. Go early so you can have time to actually have a dialogue with them if that's the way you want to choose. All right. But again, John F. Kennedy made sure that you had the right to be heard. All right. You also have the right to choose. Meaning if I go to your dealership and you say that I've got approved for this I don't know, Wagoneer. All right, but when I get there, you didn't say, "Oh, sorry, but after looking at everything, we can send you home in this Hyundai." Nothing wrong with Hyundais. I'm just saying, I came here for a Wagoneer. Why am I leaving a Hyundai? All right, right there, I don't think my right to choose was executed, right? I think that's a violation, all right? But the only way for me to know if it's a violation if I escalate that situation. All right. I can't just call them and say y'all violated and think they're just gonna make it right. No, they're gonna say, hey, we didn't violate. No, we didn't do anything. We just did that's proper way of doing things. This is traditional way of doing things. All right. So meaning now we have to know how to create a private administrative process, turn it into a public administrative process. All right. So butter coconut, make sure you shoot a DM on TikTok so we can go ahead and give you your code. All right. Next question. Next question. All right, because we're picking three. When was Truth in Lending Act passed? When was the Truth in Lending Act passed? Nope, nope. 1455. God, nah, not that low. Uh, Yep, 1968. First one I seen say that was Naj the Goddess. Peace and love. Peace, peace, peace. All right. Peace and love. All right. Now, this is a two-part question, though. If you get this wrong, you lose the prize. But if you get this right, you get to select somebody in the stands. All right. Because I think you've been following me for, I think you've been following. All right. Let me ask you a question. In 1968, Truth in Lending was passed. Who was killed in 1968 as well? Who was killed? This is for Naj, the goddess. This is for Naj, the goddess. Okay, yes, Martin Luther King. Exactly. Okay, so what we just uncovered. All right. Now let's say I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't think it's a conspiracy. All right. It's too much coincidence. All right. So in 1962, John F. Kennedy was killed the same year he passed the basic consumer rights, was literally helping consumers to basically combat what the banks were doing to consumers, basically foreclosing early, not really giving anyone due process, just kind of snatching homes up, snatching cars up, snatching farm animals up. All right, the whole 9 yards. All right. So now you come in 1968. The Truth in Lending Act was passed. Now remember, 1962, we had the right to be heard, right to choose. Now, why do you think from 1962 to 1968 they had to come out with the Truth in Lending Act? All right, that lets you know what was the, because me personally, I don't listen to like marches anymore. I don't listen to people anymore. How do you look at the economy? You look at the economy by way of what laws was passed at that time. All right. I don't know if I ever said that before, but that's how I look at history. I look at history by okay, what laws was passed at that time because one thing, whether you like the government or not, it takes them a long time to make a change. All right. Meaning if something bad happens for 1 year, they're not gonna make a change. It needs to something needs to happen for about 5 to 10 years. It needs to affect the economy as a whole for them to make any type of changes. All right. So remember from 1962. Now let me kind of go back a little bit. From 1933, the Emergency Banking Act happened. Well, I really gotta go back before that. Golly. All right. In the 1880, in the late 1800s. All right, they had the meeting on Jackal Island. For those that don't know where Jackal Island is at, it's off the coast of Georgia. At the time, Jackal Island was owned by J.P. Morgan. Yes, J.P. Morgan, the banks that you hear about today. All right, they own the exact island that the Federal Reserves was created on, meaning the compensation. All right, so from the Federal Reserve understanding all that planning was basically transferred to the United States. The United States then adopted the Federal Reserve way of doing business. All right. So from that point on, all the way up to early 1900s, no one even knew of the damn meeting happening. All right. So again, let's keep going. 1933 happens. Emergency Banking Act happens. A lot of people feel like this is where the America went broke, yada yada yada. All right. This is actually where a new system was adopted. Okay. This is actually where the credit system comes into play a little bit early. All right. Because in 1936 is when Social Security cards were dropped. For those that didn't know that. All right. We first got Social Securities in 1936. So before then, there was no such thing as a social security card. All right. So understand this from 1936 all the way to 1962 was our first consumer right that was passed. So for almost 30 damn years, all right, there was no regulations on banks. There was no Truth in Lending Act. There was no Bill of Rights. There was no law that said banks had to be honest to consumers. Do y'all know that? All right. So that explains the Cold War. That explains the Great Depression. That explains from 1930 to 1970. All right. It was trash, terrible. All right. Had nothing to do with racism. All right. Of course, that was going on too. All right. So think about now. What is going on right now? Right? Think about the social arguments that's going on right now. There's Americans that's mad at ICE or mad at this side. This side is mad at that side, not even knowing the laws that are getting passed. So history is actually repeating itself. Okay, so if you out there marching and protesting, ask yourself, did you read your contract before you hopped your ass out there? All right. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying don't go out there and protest, do wherever side you on. I respect it. All right. All I'm saying is, did you read your contract before you went out there? I don't think nobody should be protesting anything until they understand their contract, until they understand their rights. Because we're at a position where there's a lot of wealthy folks here that are complaining about the system and not even taking advantage of the system. All right. So 1962, Bill of Rights was passed. 1968, truth to lending was passed. All right, because y'all got to remember, we didn't really use credit scores until 1980s. Did y'all know that we didn't have a credit score until 1980? So how did they use to approve loans? All right, they used to. This is how banks used to approve loans. They used to go to your neighborhood and literally knock on your neighbor's door and say, "Hey, is Earl Campbell? Is he a good neighbor? All right, does he give everything back after he borrows it?" Now imagine if you had a neighbor that didn't like you. Imagine if you had a neighbor that didn't like you. That neighbor said, "Man, Earl, man, he still owe me my broom from 1920. He a good for nothing. Don't give his ass nothing." All right, straight up. They're gonna say, "Okay, thank you for your review." They're gonna go down to the next person. "Hey, what's your thoughts on this guy named Earl Campbell? We're from the bank and we're just doing a review just to kind of see if he's a good quality, a good candidate." Just putting your business all out there. All right. And that's why back then the community was more like it was more closer, like intact, because you didn't want to harm your neighbor or do bad to your neighbor because hell, you might need a loan one day when the bank's got to go down and knock on that person's door and say, "Hey, how's that? How's your neighbors? They good? They keep they a good neighbor? Are they loud or are they messy?" All right, because all those things was basically what they counted for. All right, y'all ever seen that movie Life? I'm gonna get back to the sweepstakes, the winners. All right, y'all remember the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence? Y'all remember when they was in the car? He was like, "So I got to come down to the bank and talk to a uptight monk like you." He was like, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, well, what I get for this watch?" And he was looking at it. He was like, "Where you get this watch from?" Instant stereotype. You see what I'm saying? All right, that's the same thing that used to happen back then. It didn't have to be nobody white. It could have been somebody brown. Just like nowadays, they like, "Man, where you get money from? Man, who you stealing from?" All right, it's the same things that happened back then, y'all. All right, so again, it had nothing to do with racism. All right, your own folks will literally throw you under the bus. All right. So that same situation when he was like, "Where you get it from?" He's like, "I got it from my daddy. Don't ever disrespect me like that." He said, "Well, loan denied." How about that? Loan denied. I don't care if you did get it from your daddy. Loan denied. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, so what did they have to implement? Credit scores. Credit scores didn't come around to the 1980s. That should ask you something like, "God, Lee, how did mom and dad buy houses back in the 60s? What did they go off of?" It's like it's easy for us to get to the answer to the thing. We just got to be able to ask the right questions. We just don't ask any questions. We just move along. I remember asking my grandma, "Hey, grandma, how do y'all you do?" She's like, "Yeah, the banks used to come out." I said, "Ah, okay, damn. All right, damn. I should just ask you." All right. Instead of doing all this, what how was the time? We literally have elders in our family. We literally have people that was living back during that time. Just ask somebody, "Hey, what was the loan process like back then?" All right. Please don't tell me your whole Negro NAACP them crackers racist. We don't want to hear it. Just tell us the process. What was the process? Was the application? Did they come out to your neighborhood? Did they knock on doors? How long did they give you until they say you were denied or approved? All right. Boom. That's what we want to hear. All right. Because that's the real answer. All right. So again, I'm telling y'all to say, all right. Okay. I see the comment that made me laugh. My bad. All right. But yeah, from 1962, 1968, family. All right, that should let you know this stuff is new. This stuff is brand new. Okay, this stuff is brand new. These laws are not old. All right, some of us might feel like 1960 is old, fam. That is not old. That's fairly new. Some of us on here right now was born before 1968. All right, before 1968. All right, so when you understand that, like you kind of starts you kind of look at it and say, "Damn, let me stop putting so much pressure on myself to have to get this right now." Okay, like I'm not late. All right, when I got my results, family, I didn't know anyone that got their money back all right, for an eviction. I never knew anyone. The reason why I used to come on here and say, hey, you can get your money back from rent is because that's what I put together once I read the Truth in Lending Act, once I understood contract law, and once we put things back where it was supposed to be, everything that we did that was extra is supposed to come back to us. All right. So I looked at it the same way with my lease. I said, okay, cool. All right. The money that I'm putting in the court registry, all right, once I perform, all right, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go get to the judge, and the judge hits the gavel. No, that's not what happened. What happened was I went to mediation, had a conversation with the property manager attorneys. All right. They was trying to scare me. They were trying to tell me no judge was ever going to side with me or no judge going to hear my side. All right. So I simply told them, well, since I got the money in the court registry, all right, I'd rather hear the judge tell me no rather than me, bow out early. I had already put 17,000 in the court registry. All right. So from that point, I'm like, I don't have anything to lose. All right. Because if I go to court and the judge says, no, you're wrong, sir, I was okay with that. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So it's not like I'm gonna get evicted, like kicked out because I put the money in court registry. All right. But what happened to my surprise, okay, right after mediation, all right, they actually gave me a call right before my court case or court date. So my court date, well, the day of my court date, I had court at 2 o'clock. They called me at 11. All right. They called me at 11 o'clock. It was weird as hell because that was my first time like winning from mediation. All right. So I didn't really understand. I was just kind of, playing it by ear, seeing how it go. All right. They was letting me know, hey, you don't have to go to court. We can come to a settlement. At that time, I'm like, yo, I still don't trust y'all. Like, I just don't go to court? I'm like, yo, we got court at 2. So I didn't know if they were trying to do a switcheroo on me. All right. But I went down there, had to talk with him. It was a little bit back and forth. All right. But again, we came to an agreement that I was gonna sign a new lease and the money in the court registry was going to be basically issued to me. All right. So when you go to the court documents, you can see that the court money that was in that court registry was distributed to me. All right. To me. All right. Now, again, there's two cases on there. Now, the very first case is the case I lost. All right. So y'all might see me where the money is distributed back to them because I had to do it twice. All right. The second go around, okay, is this where you should see me win 17,000. All right. In that case, my name wasn't Chieftain Mahatma. My name was Christopher Barber. So if you want to look into Broward County, look up Christopher Barber versus 10X Riverwalk. All right, and you should see like all the whole documents. All right, because there's a lot of people that are saying, man, he forged the documents what it said he got the money. Man, that ain't real. Like, yo, you can go to go to the court case, man. All right. So I'm saying that to say, okay, like you gotta be on your P's and Q's, family. Like what the things I've been able to accomplish, I didn't have anyone that was like that I could imitate off of. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, there was people out there trying to exercise the same rights, but I I, I wasn't asking nobody what should I say in mediation. Of course, I want y'all to ask me, but I wasn't. That's not what I was looking for. All right. I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't looking for. I was really trying to get experience. I was like, yo, I'm here to lose, to be honest with you. All right. I know some of y'all might say, I'm not gonna say, I'm here to win. I was like, nah, I'm not here to win. I'm more here to lose because I'm here to kind of learn. All right. I really, in my mind, I was leaning more so of getting in front of the judge, explaining everything, and the judge like, nah, and I was gonna appeal. All right. But again, I had favor on my side. All right. And those folks folded before we even got to the hearing. So, no, it wasn't a case where the judge looked at me and said, hey, yes, everything that you did was right. You tendered your payment, you paid your bill with the bill of exchange. No, fam, I've never in my life heard a judge say that to me. Okay. All right. All my wins come from settlements, all my wins come from winning from by way of technicalities. What I mean by that is, when you're going at these corporations, y'all remember when I asked little Nikki the question like if you get your case, if your opposing party does a motion to dismiss, how do you pose to answer? All right. I was a point in time where I didn't know, I was like lost in the woods when that things like that would happen. But now it's like, man, I'm on it like water on rice. Soon as a motion is dismissed with lack of jurisdiction, I'm on it. All right, I'm on it. All right, I'm answering to all their claims. I'm answering all to their objections. All right. And I seen when you do that, because they're so used to folks, especially the people that's moving in pro se, they're so used to people not moving that way. All right. They're so used to people not being able to go back and forth. And I've been able to beat a lot of attorneys by basically going back and forth. A lot of my students, clients are able to win, not because the judge says your tender of payment is lawful. No, it's by being able to stand in the fire, go back and forth, not just saying radical things, basically using the law to back you. All right. A lot of this stuff, y'all, we're gonna be pioneers because no judge has ever seen this. No, there is no case law saying you can use a bill of exchange. There is no case law saying you can tender your payment for your mortgage. All right. I hope y'all are realizing that. I hope y'all are realizing what's happening in front of you. Oh my goodness. Revolution. All right. It won't be televised. All right. But it will be exercised. Oh man, I gotta get on some t-shirts. Revolution won't be televised, but it will be exercised. All right. Meaning a lot of y'all is not revolutionaries. All right. You're not a revolutionary until you exercise the rights. All right. Okay. All right. Let's finish. All right. Next question. We still on TikTok. Got two more winners. Next question. Okay. Next question. I've asked this question before, but I like asking it because I like to throw people off. If I was on an island and I had to choose between a skinny mini and a SSBBW, I mean, super size, beautiful, big woman. Yeah, SSBBW. Which one would I pick? All right, there we go. Smo Flow 224. You know, no, my bad, my bad. Nope, my bad. My bad. Somebody answered before you. I had to scroll up. I had to scroll up. Cocaine Peach. Even though you said BBL, no, I said BBW. All right. So we're gonna give it to you and Dennis the Menace. So Dennis the Menace and Cocaine Peach. It's a hell of a name. You like cocaines with peach? Now, I ain't never did cocaine before, but that sounds like something Lamar Odom would do when he was having them crazy cocaine summers, like cocaine peach. Whew. Woo. All right, but yeah, Dennis the Menace and Cocaine Peach. Yes, BBW. Surround me with a bunch of BBWs before you surround me with a bunch of skinny minis. Okay? All right. No, no offense to the skinny minis out there. I'm a slim fellow myself. Not calling you a slim fellow, but I'm a slim fellow. All right. So the one thing that doesn't mix well is slim on slim. All right. All right. See, I can encourage a BBW. All right. She gonna see me take my shirt off and see this. She gonna see my six pack and like, damn, you so sexy. It's gonna motivate her. Okay. See, y'all never whipped the BBW in shape before. All right. BBW women are some of the most submissive, some of the most humble, all right, thoughtful women you can possibly meet. Now, I ain't talking about them ones that think they, all right, that are tens. All right. I ain't talking about the ones that, you know what I'm saying, ain't understanding. The ones that don't know how to read the room. I'm not talking about them. Okay. All right, the ones that's loud and they get jealous when everybody else is beautiful and they just ruin them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, but surround me around submissive BBWs. Mm-hmm. 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 Somebody said, "How did I get here?" I don't know. I don't know. The universe wanted you to hear a Slim Jim that wanted to be surrounded by BBWs if he was on an island. This same guy is the guy that's teaching a mentorship. All right, starting April 6th to May 1st. Breaking down equity, trust, contract law, security interests. All right. SSBBW. Yes, super. What did it say for? Super sexy, big, beautiful woman. I think that's what it stands. All right, but yes, all right. Those are our winners, family. All right. That is my. Somebody said I got a curtain for a shirt on. If y'all want to know where I got my clothes from, a lot of women love my attire. They say I smell great. Feel good. I think this is Alajo. It's all with an Alajo. The material is so fine. Oh my God. All right. Oh my God. Keep your ladies away from me if I got this on. All right. That's why I don't do the hugs when I'm in public. I just do the handshakes because yeah, it's velvet. It's all right. All right, yes. All right. If you ain't never had that good velvet on, I ain't talking about I ain't talking about that Chinese stove velvet either, okay? All right, I ain't talking about Chinese. All right. All right. Who is this? Who is this? Urus Augusta 88. Man, you are on my dingling hard right now, man. I just gave out so many prizes right now. All right. I just gave out so many prizes. All right. And you swinging from dingling right now. Come on, man. Get off your knees, man. This is a good shirt, man. This is a good shirt, man. Come on now. Don't do me like that, man. Come on now. Show me your best shirt. Show me your best shirt. Show me your best shirt. All right. And while you do that, I'm about to give out some discount tickets. Now I'm about to give out some 50 off. All right, 50% off mentorship. Remember, it's 500. All right. But with this ticket, okay, with this ticket, all right, you can get it half off for 250. So imagine getting a mentorship for 250. All right. All right. All right. Uranus says 50% off. That is not worth nothing. So, show of hands, comment eight if you want the 50% code to get the mentorship for 250. All right, we're going to do this on Uranus Augustus 88's mindset right now. Matter of fact, I got a better deal. How about I just make it half off for everybody? How about that, Uranus? How about that, Uranus? How about that? How about that? All right, you know what? That's what we about to do. Man, forget the discount. All right, forget the giving out individual. We just gonna make it half off, okay, for the next 2 days. All right, for the next 48 hours. So what's today? Tuesday. So you got until Friday. All right? You got until Friday. Uranus, go get you 250. Matter of fact, Uranus, I'm gonna give you the class free. All right. But everybody else, half off. Okay. And you gotta blame Uranus Augusta, y'all. Blame him for having to pay $250 for mentorship. That's gonna happen a whole month. And you're gonna meet with me for 3 times a week, an hour and a half, learning some things that you never learned before for 250. You know how much we know what I can buy with $250? That's how much an ounce of some good Mary Jane is. All right, what else can we buy with 250, y'all? Let's go down the list. What else can we get for 250? All right. Again, if you want that discount code, you have to DM me. All right. DM me hashtag discount. All right. All platforms. DM me hashtag discount. All right. Uranus. I want you to DM me. I'm anus. All right. I want you to DM me that. You DM me that anus, I'm gonna give you a class free. All right. I'm gonna give you a class free. Matter of fact, forget it. I'm gonna give you all my classes free. Uranus, where you at? Uranus Augusta 88. My daddy said help the Pope. All right. Uranus. I'm gonna give y'all my goddamn class. Just DM me. All right. Just DM me. That's all you gotta do. Just DM me. All right. That's all you. Hey, Uranus. That's all you gotta do. Just DM me. All you gotta do is hashtag anus. All right. No pause. No pause. All right. No pause. I'm on some Mike Tyson time. Yeah. What? No pause. No zesto. No Dennis Rodman. No. All right. Nah. Yeah. Hashtag yo anus. Okay. Whatever Eurus, whatever the hell your name is. All right. Yes. All right. Everything. All right. You're gonna be able to get everything. You're gonna, yeah, all classes is yours, my friend. All right. I gotta show these people I'm the good guy. Don't make me turn into Mr. Beast. All right. Y'all know how Mr. Beast be buying people. All right, you know how people he be buying people. I can go take some money out of my pocket right now and just go walk around, have a camera, and say, "Hey, how does it feel? I just gave you $20,000." All right, you see why I gotta buy Uranus? All right, I gotta buy him. All right, I gotta buy him. But you see how I'm able to use my classes as value? Y'all see that? All right, you see how I'm able to reverse buy somebody? Oh my gosh, I think this is the first of ever. When will you ever? Who have you ever been able to buy with no money? I'm about to buy him with classes. Oh my God, I love myself. All right. Okay. Again, if you want that deal, that literally just saved me some time. And I ain't got to ask random questions. All right. Just DM me if you want the mentorship for half off. I just put first, before y'all do it, you got to say thank you, Uranus. If you want the half off, hashtag discount, and also say thank you, Uranus. All right. Okay. Everything is a marketing moment, y'all. All right. We here to make people famous. Okay. This is Investor Casino. All right. Don't y'all feel the love? Don't y'all see? Hey, they win. You want to win? Put me in. Okay. All right. Okay. Everybody say thank you, Uranus. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. Yes. Thank you. All right. I might even send you a shirt. All right. You buy one, they send you like two. All right. Yeah, look it up. A lot. It's called Alaho. I think the brand is called Alaho. Aloho. Aliho. What did I say? Jeho. Well, I need my Spanish folks to help me out. What did I say? Jeho. All right. Go get you some, man. It's nice. All right. But that's pretty much what it is, family. Make sure y'all DM all winners. Make sure y'all come get y'all prize. Okay. Tap in. All right. Tap in, y'all. Tap in. Peace and love. Y'all be safe.